On New Year's Eve in 1994, Rod Stewart performed a free concert on Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro that drew an estimated 3.5 million people, making it the most attended concert in history. The event doubled as both a holiday celebration and a global music moment, with the beach transforming into a sea of fans as fireworks lit the sky. Though many attendees were there for the festivities as much as the music, the scale of the performance remains unmatched to this day. To celebrate the 850th anniversary of Moscow, French electronic music pioneer Jean-Michel Jarre staged a massive outdoor concert that drew 3.5 million attendees. With Red Square and the Moscow skyline as a backdrop, Jarre's high-tech performance featured lasers, projections, and surround sound that filled the historic center of the Russian capital. While lesser known in North America, the event solidified Jarre's status as a global live performance icon. A year before Rod Stewart's record-breaking show, Brazilian artist Jorge Ben Jor drew an estimated 3 million people to the same iconic beach. Known for blending samba, funk, and rock, Ben Jor's popularity in Brazil combined with the free, open-air format to create a massive turnout. The concert was part of the city's ongoing celebration of popular music, and its size set the stage for even larger events in the years to follow. In a triumphant return to South America, Lady Gaga performed a free show at Rio's Copacabana Beach in 2025 that drew an estimated 2.5 million people, setting a new record for the most attended solo concert by a female artist. The performance was part of her Art of Personal Chaos promotional tour supporting her 8th studio album Mayhem, and preceded her Global Mayhem Ball tour. Critics lauded the Copacabana spectacle for its powerful visuals, ambitious staging, and Gaga's commanding vocal performance, cementing it as one of the most significant live music events of the decade. As the grand finale of her celebration tour, Madonna performed a historic free concert on Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro on May 4, 2024, attracting an estimated 1.6 million fans. The event marked the largest concert of her career and one of the biggest gatherings ever for a solo female artist. Spanning 4 decades of hits, the show celebrated her legacy with high-energy choreography, immersive visuals, and a massive stage built on the sands of Rio. The performance also featured Brazilian cultural elements, including guest appearances and tributes, making it not just a career milestone for Madonna but a cultural event that united locals and global fans in a single night of pop spectacle. The Rolling Stones played a legendary free concert on Copacabana Beach in 2006 that brought together approximately 1.5 million fans. The performance was part of their A Bigger Bang tour, and Rio embraced the British rock legends with open arms. The band performed on a massive stage built on the beach itself, and the show was broadcast live to millions more, marking one of the most visually striking and well-attended concerts of the 2000s. German trance DJ Paul van Dyk performed to a crowd of an estimated 1.6 million during the 2008 Love Parade in Dortmund, a festival that merged music with political expression and attracted a record attendance for the event. Though the Love Parade was a multi-artist event with numerous headliners, the sheer scale of the 2008 gathering in Dortmund underscored the immense popularity and peak of the electronic music movement in Europe at the time. With Dortmund's streets transformed into a dance floor, this performance remains a hallmark in the history of large-scale DJ events and the Love Parade's largest ever. Part of the Global Live Aid initiative organized to raise awareness about poverty in Africa, the Philadelphia concert drew an estimated crowd that some reports placed as high as 1.5 million attendees, though official estimates varied. Held on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, the lineup featured major acts like Bon Jovi, Stevie Wonder, Linkin Park with Jay-Z, and Def Leppard, among many others. Unlike traditional music festivals, Live Aid had a pronounced political edge, and the immense turnout reflected both widespread musical interest and strong public support for the cause. In a city better known for punk and hip-hop, Garth Brooks drew over 980,000 fans to Central Park for a free concert that marked a milestone in country music's mainstream crossover. Dubbed Garthstock by the media, the event included high-profile guests like Billy Joel and Don McLean. The concert was also broadcast live on HBO, further amplifying its reach and status as one of the largest country music performances ever held. Financed by Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, the 1983 U.S. festival featured artists like David Bowie, Van Halen, and The Clash and attracted nearly 670,000 attendees over 3 days, with single-day crowds surpassing 300,000. Designed as a fusion of technology and rock music, the festival was ahead of its time in ambition, though financially risky. Despite the losses, the event remains a landmark in the history of large-scale rock festivals. Shortly before the fall of the Soviet Union, 1.6 million rock fans gathered at Moscow's Tushino airfield for the Monsters of Rock concert, the first major Western rock event in post-Cold War Russia. The lineup included Metallica, AC/DC, and Pantera, with military helicopters monitoring the crowd. More than a concert, it was a seismic cultural moment that signaled a new era of openness in Russia. Often referred to as Europe's answer to Woodstock, the 1970 Isle of Wight festival drew between 600,000 to 700,000 people to a remote British island. The legendary lineup featured Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, The Who, and Joni Mitchell, creating a three-day spectacle of counterculture and rock. It was one of the largest gatherings of its kind in history, so massive that the British Parliament passed legislation to prevent future events of similar scale on the island. Held at a racetrack in upstate New York, the Summer Jam at Watkins Glen attracted over 600,000 fans, surpassing Woodstock in size. The one-day concert featured three major acts: the Allman Brothers Band, the Grateful Dead, and the band. What began as a relatively modest event turned into one of the largest rock gatherings of the 1970s, remembered for its muddy grounds, marathon jam sessions, and a peaceful crowd that redefined outdoor concert scale. As part of the Molson Canadian Rocks for Toronto event, organized in the wake of the SARS outbreak, AC/DC played to over 450,000 fans, with the Rolling Stones headlining later that night. Though it was technically a multi-act show, AC/DC's electric set was one of the day's highlights, reaffirming the band's global stadium dominance. The concert served both as a musical milestone and an economic morale booster for Toronto's tourism industry. During their Pop Mart tour, U2 performed at Reggio Emilia's Campovolo Airport in front of over 150,000 fans, with many sources citing attendance closer to 200,000. The sprawling venue allowed the band to bring their visually extravagant show to life on one of the largest stages ever constructed at the time. The event remains one of the most attended single headliner concerts in Europe. Following AC/DC's performance earlier that day, the Rolling Stones closed the Molson Canadian Rocks for Toronto concert with a set attended by approximately 450,000 people. The band's energy and showmanship belied their years, turning a recovery-themed event into a world-class rock spectacle. It was a reminder of the Stones' ability to headline massive crowds even decades into their career. At the peak of Britpop, Oasis performed two legendary nights at Knebworth, drawing 125,000 people per night, with over 2.5 million ticket requests made in total. The event became a defining moment not just for the band, but for British music in the 1990s. Packed with swagger and anthems, it remains a benchmark in live rock history, captured in documentaries and widely regarded as the zenith of Oasis's career. Arguably the most iconic music festival in history, Woodstock drew around 400,000 people to a dairy farm in Bethel, New York, though estimates vary. Originally expecting just 50,000 attendees, the event quickly became a cultural phenomenon, blending peace, music, and countercultural ideals. Featuring legends like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Santana, Woodstock symbolized the spirit of an era, chaotic, unplanned, and utterly unforgettable. In one of the most politically charged performances of his career, Bruce Springsteen played to an estimated 300,000 people in East Berlin, just a year before the fall of the Berlin Wall. Organized by East German authorities to appease youth unrest, the concert became a subtle act of rebellion, with Springsteen declaring, "I'm not here for or against any government. I came to play rock and roll." The concert's cultural impact far exceeded its already massive attendance. The reunion concert of Simon and Garfunkel in Central Park brought out approximately 500,000 fans for a free performance that blended nostalgia with pitch-perfect harmony. The duo had not performed together in nearly a decade, and the event marked one of the largest live gatherings in American music history at the time. Broadcast nationwide and later released as a live album, the concert proved both a critical and commercial success. Held just 2 days after the death of founding member Brian Jones, the Rolling Stones' free concert in London's Hyde Park drew a crowd of 250,000 to 500,000. It was Mick Taylor's first appearance with the band, and the show was both a tribute and a turning point. Dressed in white and releasing butterflies into the air, the performance marked a pivotal moment in the band's evolution and in British rock history. As part of Busan's bid to host World Expo 2030, BTS held a massive free concert titled Yet to Come in Busan, which drew over 50,000 inside the stadium and an estimated 250,000 in surrounding viewing areas. The event was streamed globally, making it one of the largest hybrid, in-person and digital, concert experiences in recent years. It also marked the group's final full group performance before announcing their temporary hiatus for mandatory military service.